How many of you guys have ever heard that Coca-Cola used to contain cocaine? Quick show of hands. True. It might sound like an urban myth, but it is straight fact. Now here's the thing. How many of you guys knew that cocaine in Coca-Cola was actually the original recipe? All right, pretty much everyone. My ass, I thought that Coca-Cola might have tried cocaine, like putting raisins in oatmeal cookies, like a twist on the original recipe. No, that's not the way it works. See, Coca-Cola is coca leaves and cola nuts, and sugar and water and some other stuff. Now, coca leaves, well, they contain cocaine. Same way that coffee beans contain caffeine. So unless you take the time to take the cocaine out of the coca leaves, any drink mixing coca leaves and cola nuts, it's gonna have cocaine in it. And I don't know how many of you guys know this, but the guy who made Coca-Cola, he was a smack fiend. Coca-Cola was his second draft. The first thing he did was make the Victorian version era of Four Loko. He put cocaine in wine, called it wine coca, having a great time selling it, but this was the late 1880s. And in the late 1880s, the Irish and the Italians, like, not white yet. And they were starting to move into the country in large numbers, especially in the deep south, in the dry counties that you can still see today. And this, well, that's where Coca-Cola comes from. So they didn't want to have a drink that might be sold to like non-white kind of Irish and Italian people because they were drinking a lot. These counties went dry, couldn't sell wine anymore, and so our little smack fiend had to figure out a new thing to sell in what he was cooking up in his garage. Took cola nuts, took coca leaves, sold cola coca. He was not good at advertising. He ended up selling the recipe to a guy named Asa Candler. And there's no test, these names don't matter, but if you look up Asa Candler, you will find out he would end up becoming the mayor of Atlanta. He was the only man in the country legally authorized to import coca leaves, because coca leaves contain cocaine. Why did they take it out of the leaves? They already had it in there. And that's a whole separate story. See, in the early 1900s, well, there was a rumor going around, and the rumor was this: cocaine was gonna make black people bulletproof. Unstoppable. So you had to get the cocaine out of everything. And if you've ever heard the song Saturday Night Special by Lynyrd Skynyrd, it's about the fad of selling sheriff's departments new sharecropper-stopping bullets. You can look up the advertisements. And for a company based in Atlanta, you want to get ahead of this little scare. So they take the cocaine out. But here's the kicker. Do you think they threw the cocaine away? No. They start selling it. And they don't want to sell it retail because then that's going to give them a bad image. They go wholesale. Coca-Cola goes to the hospitals because cocaine, like Novocaine or Provocaine, will numb your face. And it's key to surgery. And now remember, there's only a little bit of cocaine in every leaf. And so the companies that are trying to make cocaine are throwing away 99.5% of the leaf. Coca-Cola is using their whole brain, and they are using 100% of the leaf. For them, cocaine is trash. So to this day, there is one company worldwide that runs the entire global cocaine market: Coca-Cola. And if you trace back along the lines, you can see in Atlanta, mayors run on cocaine long before we ever decided cocaine was going to be illegal. And I think the reason is this: no matter what side of the law you're on, it's all about money and power. And cocaine is just one of the many fine white powders. Thank you. One poem.